Hello, I'll be doing another lore video since the last one did very well. This one will cover the right side of my map I made, which has the east of the realm of Erimina and the north of the realm of Omindia. The factions in the east are Skrondelia, Alremnia, Telremnia, and Fronia. For each faction, I'll cover a basic overview, the hierarchy, military, and the average life of a person living there. Skrondelia is a small desert country in the realm of Omindia, which neighbors the realm of Erimina. Cairo is the capital, where the emperor lives in the Great Palace. Skrondelia is constantly battling with nearby countries of Malgo and Tulisha. To the south are the parched barrens, a sea of endless dunes, and to the east are the Caledum Mountains. Skrondelia has an emperor for their leader. Under him are his war nobles. The war nobles are assigned different provinces to watch over. They work directly with the overseers, who make sure the peasants reap enough food for the kingdom. Now onto the military branches of Skrondelia. Here are the infantry. They are armed with short swords and long spears. Sometimes they wear the Urkai helmet, or this one seen here. This is one of my stop motions. Now onto the Skrondelian archers. They have hoods to keep the hot sun off their faces and are armed with short recurve bows. Here are the Emperor's Guard. They are much like knights. They can also serve as heavy infantry in battle. Here are the cavalry. Just kidding. I don't have any camels yet, but I want to use camels for these guys when I do get some. They also ride horses, but mainly camels. Now my favorite, the Skrondelian assassins. Many other factions hire the assassins to assassinate people. They have a wide knowledge of poisons and toxins to assassinate people. You've even seen an assassin in one of my videos. Skrondelia is a really poor country, so most of the average life of people is doing peasant work. Moving from Skrondelia, we go up a bit to Telremnia. Telremnia is a sort of forgotten people who are not part of Alremnia but allies with them. They have one major town, which is their capital, Telnar. They live on a large island in the Way Sea. They are constantly battling with Skrondelia. The hierarchy of Telremnia is composed of a duke, duchess, and 2 counts who help the duke make decisions for the country. Telremian soldiers are armed with long-handled axes, short swords, and long wooden shields. Sometimes they carry shoulder spikes or nasal helmets. Telremian archers are more like sharpshooters than volley archers. They hide in bushes and snipe their enemies. They have cloaks for camouflage and longbows. Here are the Telremian berserkers. They have 2-edged axes, the same large wooden shields, and a horned helmet, as well as a cape and shoulder spikes. The Telremian cavalry have nasal helms, heavy plate armor, and iron spears. They have small, fast horses that make short work of the Skrondelian war camels. The average life of a Telremian is much like that as a Skrondelian, because this country is also poor and forgotten about. They do mainly farm and peasant work. Moving from Telremnia, we go up north into the harsh winters of Fronia. Fronia is the home of the northern elves. They live in the ice mountains in the large city of Fronia. The elves of my world are much like that of Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I totally didn't copy them. The leader of Fronia is a lord and his lady. Under him are his generals. Elves have no need for separate military branches, for they are very disciplined. There is only one type of soldier, and that is the warrior. They are skilled in bow shooting, swordsmanship, and horsemanship. They are very dangerous and highly effective in battle. Lots of times, Armenian generals will hire these warriors to train their soldiers. Fronians are very free and can pretty much do whatever they want, as long as it follows under the moral law. They hunt beasts of the snow, read books, and study the scriptures. Many young elves love to go exploring to find new ravines and caves, although some have not returned because of an orc that lives on Mount Ledger, the tallest mountain in the Ice Mountains.
Sage!
Moving from Fronia, we go down to the largest kingdom in Erimina, Arnia. I know all these names are very similar. Arnia is composed of 7 different fiefs, and there are tons of ports and castles and small towns in this country. This country also has lots of different landscapes: rolling hills, prairies, large mountains in the Archdale Forest, swamps, farmland, scrublands, etc. Aremnia is led by a king that has 7 lords underneath him, who are appointed to take care of the 7 fiefs. The royal fief, where the king lives, also has a lord to take care of the smaller needs of the fief. The king is just there to oversee all and take care of larger needs. Also, you may recognize one of this guy right here. Yeah, he's the guy that Edgar killed. They'll be needing a new king soon. Or, I mean, lord, yeah. Anyways. Each lord also has an advisor that travels to the advisory in the royal fief, which is much like a senate, if you're comparing it to the US. You'll be seeing this guy in Fighting for Freedom. Sometimes the advisor can actually become lord if the lord did not have a son to take command when he died. If you have watched Brotherly Duel, you have definitely seen these soldiers. Now, this actually isn't the army of Alremnia. These are just fief guards and the Lord's personal army. All they do is protect the fief from bandits and smaller threats. Although they do have archers and the Lord can appoint knights. Here's an example of Southern fief. Northern fiefs are blue and Southern fiefs are red. Once a young lad turns 16, he must travel to a nearby armory to collect a spear and a helmet, for now he is in militia. The militia is the main fighting force, or you could say expendable force, of Aremnia. So whenever there is a great war, the militia will come and fight. The actual military of Aremnia is composed of the army, the archery, and the cavalry. The army is composed of spearmen who have spears and axes, footmen who have maces, flails, and short swords along with shields, and foot knights who are knights that fight on foot. The leader of them is this general who has a parrot. I really like this guy. I think the parrot has a really cool vibe to it. This is the Aremnia army, is what they're composed of. Now, Aremnia archers. These are volley archers who shoot volleys of arrows into the sky to take out as many as the enemies as possible. These are sharpshooters. They go with the volley archers, but they specifically target generals or sergeants to take out. And the person who leads the archery corps is the Archidon. Here's the Archidon. I think I made that up. I don't know where I heard that. Here's a subset of the archery is horseback archers. They kind of fall under cavalry, but not really. The cavalry, here's the standard cavalry. They're armed with spears and great helms. This is a knighted cavalry. They are knights who ride on horseback. And this is the leader of the cavalry. It's the same guy that leads the army. He's the general. Oh, and this guy leads the horseback archery. I forgot to say that. There are also these mysterious guys called rangers. I'm not going to get too detailed about it, but I want to save that for a later video. Yes, same as my channel name. The average life of an Alremnian is pretty varied. Like, you could be a farmer, a trader, a huntsman, a blacksmith, really any medieval job, and everyone has a lot of freedom. Again, they just have to follow the moral laws and Some people are more free than others, some are like indentured servants and stuff, but Arnia is one of the better countries to live in if you were to live in Erimina. That concludes my lore video. I'll definitely make more like this. This was very fun to make. I need to plan it out more though. If you made it this far, here's a sneak peek of Fighting for Freedom, which is my next fantasy stop motion that takes place in my world. Shout out to the LEGO Castle Discord server, which inspired me to make this video. I'll put a link in the description. Anyways, have a nice day and God bless you. Goodbye. Oh yeah, and by the way, this was filmed on top of a freezer.